Hey folks, my name is SimplyX, and welcome to both my first recorded Nuzlocke and my first recorded video for YouTube ever. Here's hoping to have many, many more. So, let's just get right into things. So this is a Nuzlocke, so all of the standard Nuzlocke rules that you've come to know and love will apply, meaning each time that I enter a new route, the first wild encounter that I come across is the only Pokemon on that route that I will be allowed to capture. Meaning if I enter a route and I find a Pidgey and I kill it, then I just don't get any encounters to that route because I already encountered something and I didn't catch it. The only exception to that is going to be I run Dupe's Claws, meaning if I encounter something I have already captured something of, either it or its evolutionary line, I am allowed to skip that encounter and catch something else, so that way I don't end up with just a team of nothing but Squovets. Once I've caught them, though, rule number 2 is I have to give them a nickname to build up greater degrees of attachment to that bundle of pixels, to make their inevitable death all the more distressing and upsetting. Because rule number 3 is, if a Pokemon faints in battle, it is considered dead and illegal to use for the rest of the run. I either need to put it in a box, which I will probably name Valhalla, or I just have to release it and remove it from my game forever. But either way, I cannot use it ever again. That does mean that if I play particularly poorly and get too many of my Pokemon killed, I can in fact just lose the run completely and be unable to continue. And wouldn't that be something? Jesus, that's sure loud. In addition to these standard Nuzlocke rules, I am also playing with basically the hardcore Nuzlocke rule set. What this means is that in addition to all of the Nuzlocke rules, I also cannot use items in battle, meaning any trainer items like healing items or X items. I can use held items. I just can't use like the bag or the item menu while I'm in battle. Excuse me. I also cannot level grind my way to victory. There will be a level cap based on the highest level Pokemon of the next major battle for me in the game. Most of the time that means the next gym leader, or Leon, or the Masters Tournament Elite Four thingy they've got. I think the only exception is going to be Olena near the end of the game, Rose's, like, secretary/receptionist. So what that means is, let's say the first gym leader's highest level Pokemon is level 21, which I think it might be. I gotta check before I get too close to it. That means that no Pokemon on my team can exceed level 21. And if they do, they're considered an illegal Pokemon to use, and I can't use them again until the level cap gets raised. So I do need to be a little bit careful to not overlevel my Pokemon. But that does mean that when it comes time to fight a gym leader or another major battle, I don't have to just level my Pokemon up to level 30 and just get a free win because I had the time to just grind forever. This rule is the only one that's a little bit fuzzy because I'm not playing with the sort of the truest version of it. What I'm allowing for is that level cap is enforced up until the moment I enter the area where the battle happens. So my level cap is based on the highest level of the next gym leader until I enter their gym. Once I'm inside of the gym, then if my Pokemon levels up, I'm allowed to still use it, so that way I don't have to spend like 20 minutes before recordings just figuring out, okay, so how many things can I kill with this before it over... I feel like putting in all that kind of effort, so I'm just gonna... The cap's enforced until I enter the gym, and then we'll call it good. The other rules I'm adding to myself, which aren't part of necessarily the hardcore rule set, is I'm not allowing myself to use gifted Pokemon other than my starter. So if some NPC just wants to run up to me and hand me an Aerodactyl, I can't use it. Just because I think it adds... I think it takes away from variety if I just know, oh, if I just don't encounter anything and make it this far, this person will give me a Lapras, so I can just use that as my water type, and Lapras is awesome, so... And then the last... rule, I swear, is that I'm treating routes and gyms as gauntlets, meaning once I've entered, I cannot leave until I have beaten it. So for routes, that means I have to get through the route to the other side, and for gyms, that means beating the gym leader, which will help balance out the soft level cap rule anyway. So yeah, that's the rules, and we are on our journey now, so let's get to it. Of course, we're at the early game, so not much is going to happen until I've made it through their initial hand-holding. I really wish there was a way to make that not happen. Yeah, this is not my first Nuzlocke that I've done, though. It's my first recorded, but I have done others before. So my first ever Nuzlocke was a Pokemon Y Nuzlocke. I I actually restarted that one partway through because I think this happens to a lot of people. I got to a particular fight where I lost a Pokemon I didn't think I should lose. I think I actually got Wobbuffeted in Reflection Cave, which is especially infuriating. So that happened. I got really annoyed, so I put the game down for a while, and I came back to it later and realized I don't really remember what I was. X and Y are not hard games to remember where you're headed, but you sort of like lose momentum with the game if you put it down for a while. It's like, I'm just gonna restart it, wiser about the dangers of Wobbuffets. And eventually I went on, that one went up, I beat not only the whole game, I also managed to beat the post game, so I did like the whole Looker side quest too, and made it through. That one went really well. I did lose my starter, which hurt. Friggin' Gyarados. But, yeah, so that was my first one, and my first successful one. I have also done a Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke. That one was not as successful. I used basically the similar rule set to this set. I let myself use items in Y, which is when I learned how broken X items really are. You can just sweep anything with X items. But I used this rule set in Y, or like I said, in Shield, and I did beat it. Like, I managed to get through Leon, but I think I had like 4 Pokemon left alive total, including like all my box by the end of it. Because I just had some bad plays early on, and lost a lot of them. And so I couldn't get through the post game with that team, sadly. I finally lost at one of the battles with the Sword and Shield duo with the stupid hair. Like, is it Swordbert and Shield Gar, or whatever their names are? So I'm hoping to do better this time. Hoping for this to be kind of a redemption run where I get all the way through. It being a redemption run, by the way, normally I would pick my starter just randomly with just like, Google random number generator or something. I am picking Scorbunny directly. I have not randomized it. I'm choosing him on purpose because he was my starter in that Shield Nuzlocke, and he suffered an untimely death. He didn't even get to be a Cinderace. I think I lost him to an encounter in the Galar Mine on the way to Verdantuff. If you're going to use I'd like to use each starter's fully evolved form at least once. And I've used Sobble and Grookey's evolved forms in my casual runs of Sword and Shield. I did Sobble and Shield and Grookey and Sword. So I want to give Scorbunny his due. So see if I can get him to survive. Man, if ever there were a game that needed a cutscene skip button, boy. Actually, like, if, I think a lot of people, like, imagine, like, oh, if I were the one in charge of, like, developing features for games, what would I do? And I think for Pokemon, one of the first items on my agenda would be a difficulty selection, where you could have, like, Bug Trainer difficulty is this, and then you could have, I don't know, what's a trainer between Bug Trainer, because I want to save Ace for that. Let's just say Pokemon Trainer level is... There's less of, like, the hand-holding stuff at the beginning, so you get, like, the guy showing you how to catch a Pokemon right away. Maybe the gym leaders have a few more Pokemon, or maybe they have held items with the same Pokemon they had in the base game. And then you have, like, Ace Trainer difficulty, which is all the gym leaders have 6 Pokemon, there's none of the hand-holding, they take out some of the free heals. It's like you customize, because I understand this is ultimately a game designed with children as the primary intended audience, but it'd be nice to just have the option. Maybe. Anyway, since this guy is so soccer-themed, I thought I would name him after the best football kicker of all time, Nick Folk. Yeah, American football. How do I want to do that, though? I guess I could just go with Folk. Yeah, if you're a fan of the NFL and you haven't seen Chiseled Adonis videos, they're great. Look up Chiseled Adonis Nick Folk. You'll understand why I will exclaim the way that I will as this run gets going. Especially if he starts messing up. Boy, do I have some rants in mind if he starts missing attacks at some point. Oh, Sobble, my boy. My favorite of the trio. I wish I could take you with me too, but sadly the champion will have you. Actually, I guess speaking of starters, So the Scarlet and Violet second trailer just came out a few days ago, and they did not show off the evolved starters. I actually thought we'd see their second forms. A little surprised by that. I am definitely on team Sprigatito needs to keep all 4 paws on the ground. Although, honestly, either him or Fuecoco, I think they're both, like, really solid-looking starters so far. I'm excited to see how they both evolve. I maybe lean a little bit towards preferring Fuecoco, but Sprigatito's not bad either. Can't find the time in my day to care about Quaxley, though. So if you're a Quaxley fan, sorry, but I'm not in your wheel. I'm not in your wagon. So one thing I want to try to do in this run is give all of these stupid answers and just to see what happens, because I actually don't know. I know that's just going to force you forward anyway. I just want to see everyone around me gawk at me like I'm a moron. Oh, just a reminder that save exists. Although I will take the opportunity to do what I should have done when I booted up the game, which is set myself to fast text. I don't think I mentioned this in the rules, but maybe I did. But I'm sticking with set battle mode, meaning when the enemy trainer sends out another Pokemon, it's like, oh, this person's sending out Charizard. Do you want to keep your Venusaur in? That sort of like gives you an extra advantage, and this is about taking advantages away from me. I want to suffer as much as possible. I'm told that I'm at my best when I suffer, so. Although no one will suffer like Hop does in... Hop. They're the same anyway. No one will suffer like Hop does in this game. I gotta say, I do have a level of respect for this first battle that they have you in. It's very Miyamoto-esque. Like, I don't know, Miyamoto gave an interview once a while back where he talked about how he intentionally designed the first level of Mario so that where he placed the Goomba and the mushroom block in such a way that you were very likely, when you first came across that Goomba, to jump in such a way that you hit the block, spawn the mushroom, and then the mushroom would hit you. To teach you sort of all consecutively, like, oh, you hit blocks to get good things, and oh, mushrooms are good things, and this is what the mushroom does. And, I sort of view this battle the same way, because like, oh, here's a battle. You know, you're fighting something way below your level, so you're almost guaranteed to beat it. And then you get this new move, and like, oh, well, this move's cool, let me try this. And since your rival picks a Pokemon that's weak to your element, oh, well, it's super effective. Oh, because types are thinking, oh, that's cool. You know, it teaches you how to play. If this is your first Pokemon game, I gotta imagine that's really, really helpful. Since it's not, it's kind of, you know, condescending. But it's not for me. It's not for me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, Hop. The tragedy that is your campaign has only begun. Skipping through the text, read it all before, gotta get the gym badges. So it's kind of a shame. It's one of the things I liked about Sun and Moon was like with the trials. I thought that was a neat idea that I figured you could incorporate into the future. Like, you know, you don't want to get rid of gyms forever, but I think you could combine the ideas. Like, you know, you just have like, you know, if you think about Gen 1... Oh, sorry, gotta do the dumb answer. No, I don't want to save it, Hop. It's a sheep. We keep it around to steal its hair, and then once it's old and dying, we kill it and consume it for food. I don't want to risk my life for future food and wool. Yeah. But, you know, you can imagine, like, if you think about, like, Gen 1, like, oh, you get to Pewter City, and, like, you could go straight to fight Brock, but then you get there, and Brock's like, oh, well, before you can enter my gym, I have a task for you to complete. Go route Team Rocket and Mount Moon. So you go there and you deal with Team Rocket, and then you can do the gym. So you sort of combine trials and gyms together. I thought it'd be good. But again, I'm not a game designer. Yet. Oh, I should probably mention that too. So the rule about the first encounter on any route will only take effect once I actually have the ability to capture things. So this route, you actually don't come back here for a very long time until like the very end of the game. But when I do, even though I just had an encounter that I've killed, I will allow myself to capture things when I come back. It's sort of cheap to be like, oh, you can't capture things except for the first thing on each route. By the way, you can't capture things on this route, but we're going to count it anyway. And I have whistled for no reason. Oh, Rookity, my boy. This is one of the ones that I'm really hoping I get on the first 2 routes. Because, man, Flying Steel would be super useful to have. I think I'd name it Nevermore if I got it. With the whole Raven. Although is it evolved from a Raven? I don't know. Sort of I think it's a Raven. It's got that metallic purpley vibe. Because as we all know, Ravens are both purple and metallic. Hence is my theory confirmed. This one I'm really hoping to not get, although I'm pretty sure I'm favored to. It's not terrible, it's just I'm not usually the biggest fan of normal types. Although, honestly, like its moveset, it probably is great for Nuzlocke. Because you can, stockpile, just build up massive defense, just start hitting you, and then if it ever gets hurt bad, just, it's not consume, but, I don't know, it's got the move that it can consume its stockpile stacks to heal itself. Basically the ultimate tank. I'm sure I'm undervaluing it, but I do in fact not value it. Yeah, the other early encounter I'm hoping for is a Blitbug. Because I used one in my Shield Nuzlocke, and he was the MVP of the team. Until he died. I got seriously outplayed. I was fighting... I forget what I was fighting. I was fighting one of the gym battles, I think. Or maybe it was... No, it was in the Elite Four, actually. I made it all the way to the end. And I was fighting something that Dynamaxed, and it had a normal move. And what wound up happening is, on the first turn, so we both Dynamaxed, and I outsped it. It's like, okay, cool, I got this. And so I used a move, and I did over half its health. And then it used a normal attack, which I forget if it raises its speed or lowers mine, but either way, it changed the speed of it. So the next turn, it outsped me, and then it used a rock move I didn't know it had, and it killed my precious, precious Orbeetle. I can only be so mad about it, because like I said, it was just a serious outplay. The AI built up its speed to outspeed me, and then used a move that it totally had every right to use. That one hurt bad, because like it's so good. And it gets both reflect and light screen. So you can just send it. I gave it even the light clay too to make it last longer. So I just always lead with it, use either reflect or light screen or both, and then with those up, I'd be really hard to kill either on Orbeetle, or if I had to swap, I could swap to something else. It's way easier to switch because I've got double defenses up. It's made it super easy. So yeah, I'd love to have another one of those, see if I can keep it alive to the end too. Although excuse me. It put in full work in the Shield run. I got no complaints on its performance. So I realized that they never actually explain why this happens, right? Like, you know, we find out later, oh, the legendary dogs are sleeping here, and that's fine. And, like, we come here and we wake them up. But why did we just see an illusion or a projection of it? Like, did they wake up? Did Rose doing stuff, like, start to wake them up a little bit earlier? Like, did he just do something with the Tornadus? And why did they appear to us? Would they appear to just anyone who showed up? Or are we, like, special? Because, I don't know. Guess not everything needs an answer. I'd like one, but doesn't need one. And back on the road again. We're about to get our first new friend, which I'm excited for. Oh, right, I forgot to talk to Mom. Mom, if you're watching this for some reason, I do love you. So to send it down, I said, oh yeah, I gotta talk to Mom. No. You cool. This mom's not, but you cool. You, for one, wouldn't wear rose-patterned boots. I assume. One day we'll get another Pokemon game like Gen 3, where you have a dad. Wouldn't that be exciting? A dad in a Pokemon game that isn't Gen 3. I think it'd be neat. Anyway, we're still protected by the rule that the capture rule does not take effect yet. We have not yet gotten Pokeballs, and so even if I run into something here, I'm not ruining my chances to catch stuff later. And I'm dodging them because I don't really care. Yes, pander harder, Game Freak. Even we Charizard fans are sick of it, but keep pandering. I do appreciate how much like an actual research lab, well, I say actual research lab, I appreciate that this makes an effort to really look like a research lab, you know, with the 11 billion books, the terrarium kind of thing over there. I don't know, looks better than Oak's lab. Well, lab, air quotes. And speaking of looking better than Oak's lab, that's right, it's a corgi. What did you think I meant? Shame that Yamper goes from evolving from a corgi into just a dog. Oh yeah, Rotom. Can't forget about Rotom. Everyone loves Rotom. Oh no, I meant to do the dumb answer. No! I've soiled it. Soiled it. Curse you, A button. You've guided me into folly. Is there any items in here I can steal from? I mean, requisition. Looking like a no. Yeah, your evolution's disappointing, but you're cute. Well, if you're sorry, then why are you doing... Well, you just saw me leave it, so yeah, I just left the Pokemon lab. Thanks for noticing. Thanks. Could've just had Sonya do that, huh? Had to be you. Yes, continue the hand-holdy cutscenes. See, this sort of thing. Like, just give me these options. Like, for every tutorial you want to give me, Pokemon. Like, when, you know, in the next route, when Leon's like, hey, have you ever... I'm going to show you how to catch a Pokemon. You just be like, hey, you know how to catch a Pokemon, right? And I can say, yes. And be like, okay, cool. Then here's some Pokeballs. Wouldn't... That'd be nice. I'm just healed, right? Yeah, I'm good. Like, just options. That's all I want. I want options. Oh my god, leave me alone! Okay, I guess I'm not doing the dumb answers every time because I'm too interested in just skipping all the text. I will do the dumb answer some of the time. Alright, one last round of hand-holding, and then we finally get to meet a new friend. below says, I will show you how to activate Missingno by watching the capture tutorial and then flying to a mysterious island and surfing halfway on the island, halfway not on it. Oh my god, move the cursor faster! For the love of God! So I'm not the biggest fan of randomizers, but one of the things I do enjoy about them is, like, on the off chance you get, like, a legendary in the capture tutorial, the guy just, like, goes, oh, I'll show you how to catch a Pokemon, and then Mewtwo jumps out of the bushes at him, he just throws a Pokeball at him at full health and catches him. I think it's funny. Okay, so I did peek at the encounter tables for this, so I'm actually going to go back to Route 1 first, to up my odds of getting Rookity, because I really want Rookity. Oh, shiny. So shiny! Oh, a revive, that's... well, I can sell it, I guess. Yeah, I have heard of some people who play with, like, you can't buy revives, but if you find revives in the wild, they let you revive a dead Pokemon, which is, I think, a neat idea, except the game just showers you with them. Okay, so one thing I did not mention about how I'm going to be doing encounters, so, like, we've got these overworld encounters here, but, I don't know, I'd much prefer to use randomness when I can, so in any route like this, where I can get those random exclamation marks in the grass, I'll use that for my encounter. And in areas where I can't, like caves, I'll use the whistle to get a random thing. And also, why? I know I'm favored, but why did it have to be you? The plan was, so, Blipbug, you can get Blipbug here, and getting it here would make it easier for me to get Rookity on the next route, since he'd be a duplicate. But now I'm stuck with you. I'm just gonna end up with Squovet and nick it, aren't I? That is my destiny. Alright. What on God's green earth do I name you? Alright, you know what? Nah, it's not really a mouse. I'm not gonna name you Gouda. Alright. How do I... well, you're not a girl, so I'm not gonna name you Sandy. Ah, screw it. Let's name you for your function. You are a tank. That is how you will live, and that is how you will die. A tank. Say goodbye to your friends. You'll never see them again. Alright, well, now that my gambit has completely failed, let's see if I can just defy the odds and get Rookity the good old-fashioned way. It might be nice, it might be nice, if a Rookity would appear. No, not you. This doesn't count, it's an overworld one. Come on, give me a rando. And I've missed the encounter with my flamboyance. Wonderful. There we go. And survey says, oh my god, yes! Yes! Ah, oh, okay, tank, you're forgiven. I probably should have healed. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, man, if I had lost Nick Folk, I would have been upset. Come to me. We will do such wonderful things. Galar will be bent before us in submission, yes! Oh, my boy. Huh? Man of my word, I name you Nevermore. Oh, he's beautiful. Yes. Your eye might be leaking outside of its eyeball, but I don't care. You're here and you're mine. Yes. Okay, well, with our initial team of friends assembled, I think that's as good a place as any to end it for today. So I'm going to call it an episode, and I will see you guys next time as we, get these guys up to snuff. They probably can't beat anything yet, but they will. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a, good old YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe, that whole shebang. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, later, everyone. I said later.